Hello, this is Tricia from Trisha's Cards and Crafts, and this is the project we're going to be making today. It's a little milk carton house, and it holds a battery operated tea light, and yep, this is what we're going to have a go at today. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to turn the lights on now, so it might get a little bit bright. There we go. Okay, right, I'm just going to turn the light off on to save the battery. Here we go. So, here we go. So yes, this is our little project for today, a little milk carton house. I saw something similar on Pinterest, I think it was, where they'd put windows, but they'd filled it with sweets. I think it was a smaller version of a milk carton box as well, and they put perspex in the or clear acetate in the windows, and then you had the little like candy corn, I think they call it, inside. So I thought, oh, wouldn't it be good to try and do something with a candle in it, obviously a battery operated one. And I thought I had some of these stamps, which is from the Ghoulish Goodies stamp set, and there's also the a spider's web from what's the other one called, Banner Year stamp set for the spider's web there. It's just keep my stamps up there. There we go. So there's the spider's web from this one. So I thought, right, let's go and have a go at making one. So let's make a start. The milk carton box is made from a piece of black card, and it measures 8 1/4 by 11 1/2 inches. There's 2 pieces of designer series paper that are 2 1/2 inches square. I think it's 2 1/2. Yeah, 2 1/2 inches square. Then I've got a piece of red, which is red vellum. It doesn't have to be, it can be any vellum anyway. And this one for the door measures 1 1/2 by 2 1/4 inches. And then I've got 3 pieces of green. I used orange in the other one, and they're all about 2 inches square. Okay, I've got a stitched square die, and that is around about, it's just under 1 3/4 inches square. And then I've got a rectangle die, which will, when it's cut out, will be about 3/4 of an inch by 2 inches. Okay, so those are all the things that I've used. I also got it's a rose gold library clip or paper clip that I've got in my stash. Okay, and then the only thing I've used, because it's vellum and it doesn't anything you put on it doesn't dry very quickly, if you're using ink, and I did, I used some black ink. I think I actually drew it with the marker, and then I've used clear embossing powder and heat embossed the images, just so that you can see it more on the door, because that's on the outside, but the others are all on the inside, and they would have smudged quite quickly. And as I wanted to make it quite quickly, I decided to put them on the inside as well. And then with this one, I'm going to try and make, I've got some little pieces of black card cut, and I'm going to try and put crosses in the windows so that it makes it look more like a window. Okay, so it's going to might be a bit more fiddly, but that's what we're going to do. Right, So let's get started. So for this, I'm going to score this first. On the 8 1/4 inch side, we're scoring at 2 3/4. Take that down before I cut it. 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and 7 3/4. And on the long side, the 11 1/2 inch side, 2 3/4, 5 1/2, eight 1/4, and 11. There we go. Right. Before I do any of the scoring, I'm going to cut the shapes out to make these middle ones here. I'm going to cut the shapes out to make the windows and the door. So I will cut these out first, and then we'll put it all together. We'll start on how it's we'll take the pieces out that we need to take out first. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out first, and then I'll come back as soon as I've cut these out. Okay, whoops. Right, I've cut out the shapes now, and I've just stuck 2 of the windows in. I'll just stick the last one in now. The last 2 bits of card for the windows, and I'm just using a quickie glue pen because I haven't got anything that's sort of fine enough other than this. You can buy a fine tipped glue from Stampin' Up, but I don't have one at the moment. Okay, there we go. Right, so now we'll just do the scoring, and we'll do the cutting that we need to do while those are drying off. And so we score on all the folds. Oopsie, that's why. 2. I stuck them on the wrong side, but never mind. 3 and 4. And then we'll score along here. Along this edge. And finally along this edge. Whoa, that's not straight. Try and make sure that it's straight. That's better. That's okay. Right. So before we do any more, oh yeah, just what we need to do, we need to cut up the bottom creases, just to the first crease, and I'm just going to cut that in there, and I'm going to cut, no, that's it. I might just cut this little bit off here at an angle, and I'm going to cut this whole piece off, here. There we go. Right, so when we fold it, wrong way round, this will fold in along there. Ah, there's one more thing we need to do, and I've forgotten. So that one needs to be, so we need to make a mark. This is not going to be easy to see. These are all 2 3/4. So at 4, no. Right, if that was from that edge, to make it at 4 1/4, a little mark there. That doesn't look as though it's in the middle. Right, 2 3/4. 2 seconds. Let me work this out. Three-eighths, 1 3/8. So let's put it there. So at one end, 1 2 3/8. That's there. And if you do the same thing, no, not on that way. Oh, dear me, because that's going to be where my door is. So I don't want it to be there. So I want it to be 1 3/8. So there, and this one. 1 3/8 there, and we're going to score a line from there to the bottom corner, and there to the bottom corner. The same thing here, from this mark the bottom, and from this mark, get some light on it, from there to there. There we go. Yeah. And we also need to cut off these 2 pieces here. So we're going to leave that one, and cut this one off. So it's the piece without here. There we go. Okay, so it's, that's a step down. Right. My quickie glue back. There we go. So it's the 2 with the triangles on that you will need to cut the tops on. Okay, so you want tops on those 2. Okay, right, now we need to do some heat embossing on these. these three. So two of them are going to have the witch on, and the other one's going to have a spider's web with a spider coming down from it. And this one's, I'm just going to draw a door one for, because I don't need it any other way. Right, so there we go, one, and we'll put it in the middle. So we're looking through the window to see her. Whoops, and I managed to. There we go, try again. Probably when I did the other one, which I should have done this time, I did it in my stamping platform. So if you've got one, I would suggest you use it. Don't do what I did, as usual. And we're going to put that up in the corner, and we'll put the spider coming down from it. Like I said, this doesn't dry very quickly off here, so there's no rush to get the heat set it. But I'm just going to use my Stampin' Right marker. I'm going to use the fine end just to, I'm going to fill in, there we go, some of these little marks that haven't come out very easily. There we go. I think everything else should be okay. And I'm going to make a little letterbox. And a handle. There we go. Okay. There, I think that'll do. So we need just get a piece of paper, scrap paper, to put them on. And we'll just cover these with some clear. I could have used black, but it doesn't really matter because if it's clear, it'll still dry clear, so you'll see the black through it. So there we go. Just take the ink powder off. 2, 3, 4. There we go. I'll just put this back in here. There we go. And then this might be a bit noisy. I'm going to have to heat set these now. Just do them, whoops, nearly one at a time. But it doesn't take too long. And I should be able to see it changing. So whoops. setting now. They're set. Don't look as dark as the other one did, but never mind. The black ink wasn't as dark last time. Right, so now we can stick these where they need to go. So, you put the door. So what I'm going to use is some red liner tape, only because it's the one I've got is quite nice and thin, and it's better to use something, if I can get it apart, thin to stick these on, and also you are not going to see it on the other side at all, so it'll be fine. So I'm just going to stick this around the windows. I'll just do this quickly and then I'll come back again in a moment. Okay, so let's stick these pieces on now. So I'm going to put this one around the door, and then I'm going to put one of the witches either side of the door. One, two, so they'll be opposite each other, and then the spider's web on the other window. Now, not worried too much about there being, there's a bit of sticky on there. I don't think there's any more. A little bit there. There we go. A little bit down the side. Just to stop anything else from sticking to it. There we go. Right. So that's that. Now on this side, so we've got, this is what it looks like here. So we're going to stick these two squares of the designer series paper. I thought this one was quite, oh, it's a bit big. Ah, that's right. Only because I had it so that it came down a little bit over the side, but I only want to stick up to the top of the roof. So what I'm going to do, oh no, I'm not. Here we go. I've got some tape in here, my stamp and seal. I'm going to put a little piece along there, a piece along there, a piece at the top, and oops, you can get it, there we go, along the sides, so along the top and down the sides. There we go. That will do for those. And I'm going to stick these on. Don't think it makes much difference. I just thought they looked a little bit more sort of slate-like, this pattern. But I want to make sure that they're going in the same direction. That's that one. And that one goes on there, like that. So when they close up like that, they'll overhang only slightly. Okay, so now we can start to assemble the box. So I'm actually going to take a little piece off the bottoms of these. I'm going to just take a little piece off the bottoms here. It just helps to get them to go together a little bit better. one here. I missed one. There we go. Right, so those are all those pieces out. And is there one more thing? Oh yeah, I'm going to leave this one. Let me just check this now. 2 secs. 2, 3, 4. No, they're fine. That's okay. Yeah. Right, so we can stick this together now. Right, I'm really sorry about this, but I've got an apology to make. I thought I was recording this, but it didn't record, so I can't take it apart now because I've finished it. I'll just explain what I did. I stuck all the window pane and the door on the inside of the box here with the red liner tape. Then we folded along the creases on the diagonal lines that we'd scored. I then stuck the one edge that was left, the 1/2 inch piece that was on the side, stuck that down to make it, to put it all together. And then yeah, I put some glue on the wrong place. So I then folded all the flaps in and glued them down there. And then we just, oh yeah, we also stuck so we stuck the green and the red pieces of vellum in the windows, and then I also stuck these 2 pieces of designer series paper, the 2 3/4. And what happens is when you close it up, these edges just hang over slightly, so I put some tape. I used the tape pen to just go inside the square of this piece of the lid, or not square, the rectangle, not right to the edge because the paper wouldn't come right to the edge, but I made sure so that this wouldn't stick down. Okay, the same on both sides, so stuck those down, and then we can put the tea light inside and get them together at the top then, and use the clip to keep it shut. I mean, you can decorate it however much you want. You could put a little sentiment on the top, you could put boo, you could put well, anything. You've got any sort of sentiments you want to, you can put on top if you want to. So that's the project. I'm sorry you didn't actually see me putting it together, but it is really straightforward. It's not difficult. It's just sticking the edge together, wherever it was, there it is, sticking this edge down so it goes right to there. These 2 flaps at the top, the rest of it is cut sort of off. You don't need those pieces at all, so it's just to keep just those flaps so that they stay together, and then the side pieces will stay folded in, and you just stick the bottom on. Right, I'm sorry about not being able to show you the whole thing, but there we go. I'll just turn the lights off again so that you can see the finished ooh, it has gone dark now. The finished item. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, and the witches through the window. Okay, so there's the finished item, finished project. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. if you'd like to see more videos that I post, if you could click on the subscribe button, and if you click on the little bell icon, you'll be notified when I post another video. Okay, right, thank you for joining me today. I hope you'll join me again soon, and happy Halloween.